There was so much Hytale news today, from a lore blog post to a sneak peek at what Hytale's cutscenes will look like, to tons of mod footage, and even some new combat information. Today is genuinely one of the most news-packed days in Hytale history, so welcome to the Daily Hytale Update. I am Muffled Muffin. Hytale is releasing in just 5 days. Let's get straight into the news. One of the coolest parts of the day is this animation, which was made using the machinima tools and is just beautiful. Machinima tools for early access are unfortunately significantly scaled back compared to when this was made, and this clip does not represent actual Hytale gameplay, lore, or anything else. Hytale intend to rebuild the tools to be even better after launch though. They plan to use the machinima tools to make in-game cutscenes for quests and dungeons in the future, which makes me so excited for when Hytale's story and quest eventually release. A bug reporter has been added to Hytale's pause menu to allow players to report bugs from inside the game. I was gonna make a Scarif joke, but then I realized that Hypixel beat me to it because the button for the bug reporter is actually a Scarif. Interestingly, this looks a lot like a new Scarif, which is odd considering those aren't in the game yet, but we'll get to that in a little bit. A lore blog post was released today, which did not include any new lore, but did elaborate on Hytale's current and past lore situation. They started by hitting us with the classic block game statement, "Concept art is not a commitment." There are a few nuggets of interesting information, like both new and old Scarifs are being added to the game, although at release only the old ones will be present. There will be a lore reason for this, but they're unwilling to give us any teasers. Gaia, Varen, Tessa, and Kairos will all make a return to Hytale's lore, and developing the Ultiverses are in Hypixel's long-term vision. Lore in exploration mode will be mostly discovery based, and there is no grand narrative in the mode. That said, there is the Cursebreaker storyline, which ties into the transition between World Gen V1 and V2. We already have some hints about this storyline, from the Echoes of Orbis being the location that we play exploration mode in, and the Edge of the Echo being where some dungeons are located, to Simon's use of the word Cursebreaker in some tweets and official content. There will be a released TLDR blog post that will hopefully decrease the hate for Hytale being incomplete, although Twitter's going to be Twitter and there's nothing that can really be done about that, and the blog will also include patch notes for us. To be honest, I don't really know what the patch notes are going to do since we don't know very much about Hytale to compare it against, but I'm interested to see what they'll put in there. The community learned more about combat today, starting with these arrow markers, which indicate swing direction. Apparently, swing direction is actually controllable by moving in that direction, so holding D or A will determine the direction you swing. You can also walk backwards using S to do an uppercut with a mace, which I imagine is going to feel very cool. Hilt bash attacks can be performed by blocking and then pressing left click to attack, or the two can be pressed in quick succession to practically immediately perform one. Shield bashing can be done the same way with shields, which we saw at the beginning of the Cursebreaker gameplay video, although it does use quite a bit of stamina. The old non-attack dagger dash, which was more horizontal than the current one and had white effects instead of yellow, is not currently in Hytale, and Simon doesn't actually know where it is. He will investigate it after launch, but I'm guessing that this is just one of the many features that didn't survive the Great Merge for some reason. Just like Knockback had been lost, and then I don't know if they found it or they just had to redo it, but it seems to kind of be in the same boat. Today Simon gave the go-ahead to modders to showcase their mods online, most of which will be available on day 1. These mods will be playing in the background from now until I run out of them, with the respective modders' Twitter or YouTube handles in the corner. Many of these creators have their own creator code, so if you see any particular interesting mod that you think you'll try out in Hytale, please use their code to give them some support, as I'm sure they'll struggle to get their audiences, which will mostly develop from players who have already bought Hytale, to use their code, as again, their audiences will have already bought Hytale. We were also shown this mod list, which most interestingly includes a couple mods by Hytale that we had assumed were features that were natively in the game, specifically crouch sliding and mantling. I don't really know why these would be considered mods, and I kind of hope that they're actually downloaded to your game by default, because having to go to get these fundamental movement features would be kind of weird, but it's just a little observation I had. Tell me what you think about it. Speaking of modding, Hytale's official documentation for modding tools and other features will be coming after release rather than for release, which isn't unexpected, but will maybe make the modding learning curve a little bit steeper at the beginning of Hytale's lifecycle. The exact launch time of Hytale has not been determined internally, and wait, if they don't know when it's releasing, then how does this countdown work? Why is it counting to 10 EST on the 13th? Anyways, Simon says that he'll find out and tell us soon, although he did count out midnight, as that would be too difficult for the team, but the team is spread across many time zones, so it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Personally, I'd like to see 5 PM EST release so that I can go to school and arrive to a brand new game, but considering Hytale's audience is mostly American and European, I would bet on it being a 10 AM EST release so that everyone can play, which is also when most scheduled Hytale news has released over the past month. Glowing avatar eyes are being considered by Hytale's art team, although they're being cautious with the idea because they don't want everyone to be using glowing eyes, which makes a lot of sense. Simon has not had time to record the long cozy gameplay video that he was planning to make, and is considering making a short one instead. With how busy he is right now, he can't promise anything making it to us before launch, but we will be able to experience it all ourselves pretty soon. We've also seen some of these cozy features already through the modding videos which were recently released, so you should check those out, maybe they'll have what you're looking for. The Hytale Twitter seems to be releasing a screenshot a day until release, and the 6 days left one includes a hunchback green skeleton carrying some potions, with a 5 days post containing a character in what I believe is a Greek chitin. Don't question why there are 2 daily screenshots in a series that has a video every day. It's definitely a daily series. Mob kill counters, just like the one in this clip of a dungeon raid, have been removed as they had some issues. Even when we saw this first one, it didn't work at all, with the final number being 5 out of 12 or something, but they will come back eventually. Quests as a whole concept don't actually exist in Hytale currently, and they have all been removed until they can be fixed, which I'm quite excited for when they are fixed because I think it'll make the game super awesome. Hytale is not going to be released to any content creators early to ensure that they can download the game, as they don't actually have the technical ability to do that supposedly. YouTubers will just have to hope, the same as everybody else in the Hytale community, that Hytale's downloader doesn't crash until after their download has finished. Trap fishing has been added to Hytale, and proper fishing will be added eventually, although somebody has actually already modded it in. Another video will be on Hytale's YouTube channel tomorrow, featuring a gothic build done by one of Hytale's level designers in their time off. It was pointed out that one of the mod videos features crafting and actually reveals a 3-second crafting time. Simon says that it is configurable and pocket crafting already has no time, but I will absolutely be turning off timers as soon as I can. It feels like a pretty big waste of time without adding to the good feel of the game, but if there is anyone out there who does actually like this feature, please tell me why you want it, because I'm genuinely curious what the benefit is from your perspective. That is pretty much all of the Hytale news from today, unless Simon pulls a Simon and tweets a bunch more through the evening. See you all tomorrow. Stay hypey.